You guys might have heard management talking in terms that there was improvement in margin because there was operating leverage that played in. Operating leverage happens when fixed cost per unit decreases. Here the fixed expenses to earn per unit of revenue has lowered down. Let me explain you with numbers. Suppose the revenue of the company was 1000. Cost of goods sold by the company was 600. That makes the gross profit of the company is 400. The margins become 40%. Now, talking about the expenses, the employee benefit cost, which is a fixed cost, that is 9% of the company. Now, that is 90. The rental cost of the company was 8%, that is rupees 80. The electricity cost required to run that building or plant machinery, etc., was 3%, which makes it 30. And the depreciation of the company was 5%, which makes it 50. Here the EBIT of the company becomes 150 and the margin of the company is 15%. The next year the company's revenue growth was 20% as the fixed costs are fixed in nature and there wasn't a new additional capex required by the company. The cost will be similar. Revenue of the company is now 1200. Cost of goods sold, as it is a variable cost, it is now 720 and the gross profit have now become 480. The gross profit might have increased in the absolute terms, but in the margin terms it is still 40%. As our costs are fixed in nature and not variable with the revenue, the costs are equal to the last year's cost. Now employee benefit cost is 90, the rentals are 80, electricity is 30 and the depreciation is 50. Now that makes our EBIT margin as 19%. So our EBIT is 230 and the operating profit margin have grew from 15% to 19%. This is actually a 27.8% of growth in the EBIT margins. Now our revenue grew by 20% while our margins have grew by 27.8%. This is how operating leverage affects the margin. Operating leverage is more of a cycle. Once the capex is done, the operating leverage decreases and it takes time when the revenue increase and the fixed cost per unit decrease and the operating leverage finally kicks in. Again, when the company wants to expand, it does the capex and the cycle continues.